Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. In this video, I would like to show you how I will do part modeling for these cutting blades of this mini blender. If you look in this photo, inside this container we have a vertical shaft here, and attached to the shaft are 5 cutting blades. As shown in this photo, we have 5 cutting blades. So I will do part modeling for these blades. Okay, in order for me to do this modeling, one approach in part modeling in Solidworks, I can use the snapshot photo of this cutting blade as a background template in my Solidworks. So in this Solidworks, I will insert the image that I have just taken, this snapshot photo, just to make sure that when you snapshot photo of these blades, your view of snapping this photo must directly perpendicular view, so we have a true shape of this cutting blade. So this cutting blade I already dismantled from the shaft, so I already taken the measurement. The total length is 43 and I have some few dimensions here. Another thing to remind you is that when you take a snapshot photo from your handphone, for example, you have a high megapixel camera, your original image size is so big, you need to rescale it, you need to resize it, scale down it to about your pixel size of the length is about 1200 pixels. Otherwise, your photo will take so much big file. For example, originally when you take a snapshot from your handphone, if you have high megapixel camera, one image, the size is about 4000 pixels, the length, and it takes, when you take that photo and you put into Solidworks as a background template, it will take times for the Solidworks to insert the image. So you need to scale down. For example, this image, the snapshot photo that I taken here, I already scaled it down into 1200 pixels, so the size is reduced. Okay, so then I will use this image as a background template for my Solidworks. Let me show you. So in Solidworks, make sure new part unit is MMGS. So at the top plane, I will do a sketch. Okay, under this sketch here, under tools here, there is a sketch tool. Then there is a sketch picture. Then I will insert this image to be used as my background template. So this image already pasted into the Solidworks. I can scale it down, I can move around, I can scale it down. Let me reduce the size to a little bit to a smaller size, and I bring the image close to the origin, and then I click OK. Then under the sketch here, center line, I draw at the origin point a straight line, and I give the dimension of the total length of the blade, which is 43. So this is the length 43. So what I need to do, I double click this image, I position the image until, and I do some tweaking, some adjustment until I get the picture size match the length of that center line, since the length of this cutting blade is 43. Let me do some adjustment here. Alright, I think this about right, the image. Then I click OK. Then I will do tracing by creating a sketch. Okay, this is the origin point, so I will start at this origin point, a straight line here, then somewhere around here, then this is vertical. I stop somewhere at that point, and also I have this here point here, that I made a vertical line at that point. Then I know the dimension here is 8, then I put dimension of 8. And also the dimension here is about 11, then I put 11. And alright, for this curve, I will not use spline. You can use spline, but in my case, I do 3-point arch. First at this point, second somewhere around here. Then I adjust the radius until I get the curvature mesh with the photo. You don't have to be so precise about this. As long as we can get close to the shape, it's good enough. Let me drag something like this until I get kind of mesh the curvature of the photo. Okay, maybe I simply drag this one a little bit lower than this, then let me adjust this point kind of like, and this one. Just hold on, I need to adjust, make some adjustment. Okay, I think this looks good enough for me. So the next one would be the top curve. I use the same method, 3-point arch. Second point is somewhere around here, and I do some adjustment of the curve until kind of like mesh with the photo curvature. Another alternative, you can use 2-point spline, also will works, but in this case I use 3-point arch. Alright, I think I'm quite satisfied with this trace of this curve. Then the next one, I will do the line from this touching that curve and straight segment like this, and I stop it here. Right, after I have the basic profiles of this blade, then I will do trim. I trim this portion here, this part and this part, so I have a rough shape of this blade. Now I have to make this sketch fully defined. Okay, as I know that the total length is 43, so I will put the dimension from the origin to this endpoint will be 43. Then I give the radius of this curve 35.25. Let's say I go for 35. And also this radius is 27.72. I give it a rough number, 27. Let me adjust to make it 28. Okay, 28, and also I give this distance, the align distance about 6. And I have to make this thing fully defined, so I give a dimension from this point to this origin. We made it as, I put it 40, and also from this point to the origin, the vertical is 1, and also this point, this length, I have to give the dimension of yours. This point I put it about 3.5, and this one already given 11, so I have a fully defined profiles. Okay, after that, what I will do, then I will make a picture extrude. I will extrude by the thickness. Cutting blade thickness 1 millimeter is so thick. For cutting blade, I think the thickness will be 0.5 for the main thickness of this cutting blade. So this will be the basic shape of the cutting blade. And if you look again in this photo, we have kind of like okay, we have at this edge, we have a sharp edge. At this edge will be the cutting blade itself. We have a sharp edge at this edge, so I will make a very sharp edge here. So what I will do, I will use chamfer. Okay, for the chamfer, the setting, I will not use angle and distance. I will use the second option where we have distance 1 and distance 2. Okay, for the second option, make sure that you click at the second option here, and this one is not symmetric, make it asymmetric. So we have an option to do what is the distant one and what is the distant two. Okay, the distant one should be, since the thickness of this cutting blade is 0.5, so the distant one should be close to 0.5. So I made it, the gap is very tiny, 0.499. Let's go for 0.499, close to 0.5, and this one I give it 2. So this option is for distant 1 and distant 2. If I click at this edge, so we have a sharp corner. If I put here is 0.1, I will not get a sharp corner. So because the thickness is 0.5, so distant 1 should be close to 0.5, 0.499. Since we want this edge to be very, very sharp. And also the distance here, if I put 3, so we have a longer cutting. So let's go for 2. So this will be our cutting edges, the sharp edge. Alright. So we have this sharp edge, and the next thing to do, if you look here, we have kind of like a fillet here, and also fillet here and fillet here. So, and also a bigger fillet radius there. So let me try for fillet by the radius of, okay, this option, make sure use the first option, constant radius. Let's go for 1 for this edge. Let me compare to the photo, one and right, and this edge. So hold on, let me zoom it. Okay, I have kind of like a curve there, and also for this edge I will use fillet of, let's go for 3. Yeah, I think 3 is about right. So I have this cutting blade. Okay, the last thing I think is we have a hole, so I already take a measurement, diameter 3, and the distance here is 3 and 6, and also the y distance is 3. So I will, at this flat surface here, I will create a sketch, and I just do 2 holes, and I give a dimension of diameter 3, and I select the relation here and here is equal, and also the center point here to center point here to make horizontal, and dimension from here to this origin is 3, and from this center point to this origin is also 3, and the distance between these 2 holes is 6. Dimension this point to this point 6. Okay, then I will do features, extruded cut through all. I think that's all for the cutting blade. Let me check again. Yes, I think that's all for the cutting blade. Alhamdulillah, I've completed the cutting blade for this mini blender. Inshallah, in the next video I will show you how I do part modeling for the vertical shaft, and also the base plate of the lid of the mini blender. Okay, do not forget to click like and subscribe my channel. Okay, I'll see you soon in the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.